I don't know if it's the world right now or my age or just progressively getting older, but I have this thing where if something big starts happening, broadly speaking, in the world, I find myself leaning in and paying very, very close attention. And I don't know if I'm trying to justify my behavior or excuse it, or I don't know. Is it just the human fucking condition? But I always come back to it. Pay attention. History is happening now. I think we can all agree that it certainly felt like history really started accelerating in 2020. Although I certainly remember having the same instinct in '08 that made videos about it and everything. But yeah, it really feels like the timeline has shifted into overdrive for the last 4 years. And obviously, it's not slowing down, and I find that I'm paying closer and closer attention because history is happening. And I know, right? I know I can check in on history in the morning or wait until the weekend when everything has been reported and dissected and fact checked and verified. I know I don't need to watch the moment history unfolds, but this is my world. This is my life that history is impacting. It's like there's this sense of responsibility. Again, I don't know if it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but the faster history happens, the more I pay attention. The more attention I pay, the less bandwidth I have for other things. Creative things. More important things? I don't know. It took me a week and a half, 2 weeks, to write chapter 6 of the Abe Owens sequel. And honestly, I'm not even done with it yet. And that was over a holiday vacation, because history, and then work, and then more history, and then fucking exhaustion. This was supposed to be a reset weekend. But then history happened. And I'm outside walking with Jerry, listening to my music, and something has been tickling my brain for a few weeks now. See, I've been manually rebuilding my music library. I'm trying to be very intentional as I move away from streaming services and the almighty algorithm. And I'm rediscovering music that, while it has always been in my library, the algorithm simply refused to play it. Thousands of songs, and the algorithm only plays the same few hundred, maybe? Some of the music I've rediscovered is actually my own. I started mixing loop-based tracks since I was a teenager. And there was a time, when that was a critical part of my video production process. Then history happened. I relied on collaborators and invested in stock music libraries until I basically stopped fucking around with music altogether, which is wild because right now on an iPad it is easier than ever, with more tools than ever, to just go nuts. I wish I had these tools when I was a teenager. Look, I'm not claiming to be any kind of musical genius because I'm not. I'm definitely not. But this weekend, in the middle of all the distracting history, this was good. This was like a musical Lego experience of sorts. I took these foundational blocks and just started, assembling, building something that required no logical thought, a pure creative expression, something just for me, just for the hell of it. History will continue to happen. And one way or another, I will continue to stay creative.